How's it going, everybody? Just got up to the shop. I'm KARR. If you're just tuning in, if you've never been to the channel, I got a HELLCAT MIATA we're building. Today I'm gonna get started on working with the gauge cluster. I've got some wiring that I've got to do, and I have some more AN lines that I need to do I haven't done yet because I was waiting until I can mount the auxiliary pump. We'll get started here in just a minute. So what's up? So I was working on this template the other day. I wasn't filming it. I just cut out a paper, and this was like some scrap aluminum I had laying around. But I think I am going to be able to use it. I just gotta clean up the edges and stuff, or if you can tell, it's kind of like messed up. What I'm gonna be using, you guys haven't seen this yet. This is a AM CD5, and it reads off the CAN bus system. It'll have all the gauges and everything like that. It's got some lights and stuff, the little LEDs that light up here. So it's 5-inch display. They also make a CD7, but the CD7 wouldn't have fit on the MIATA cluster because the MIATA cluster is like so small. I'm gonna get to work on this, and I'll show you guys the finished product.
A few moments later.
This is the finished product. Not perfect, but I'm happy with it. I'm gonna go install it now. Oh, another thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, we got a black dash. The last dash was black and tan, but I don't really like tan interior, so door panels are off. I got something coming for the doors. I should anyway. We'll see. So that's what we're gonna have for a dash. Not the cheapest thing out there, but it's definitely nice. Whenever it gets lit up and stuff, I'll show you guys some more on it. What I'm doing now, like I mounted the computer the other day, built like a plate for it. I don't know if you can really see it, and mounted it there. And so all these wires, I've got to do some wire management on. They're just kind of hanging there. I sorted them out just to understand what I was doing, you know, what wire is gonna go where. There's a lot of grounds and stuff. This is like for your CAN bus here. Yeah, those are the plugs for the computer. A lot of different stuff. And so what I got to do is get this. Let's see where I got it. I bought this from a car audio shop here in town. It's a pretty trick, and I like it. So basically you can put a ground here and then have a whole bunch of different ground connections, and then this you can put a positive, which is like a pass through, which is pretty cool. Certain stuff I'm not going to run through here because I already have a fuse box, the PMC. May do something different actually. I'll figure it out when I get to it. But this thing's really nice. I forget who makes it. Who makes this thing? Connection, I guess. 41C. Pretty cool. Picked up some 0 gauge Stinger wire for some grounds that I'm going to do. So I want to have more than one ground. Put the battery in here. I went with this is an Optima like Marine. It's like it's a huge battery, and it's the D31, and this is the Marine battery. I've used them in the past. I don't know, I think the blue battery and the yellow one are about the same. I think they're about the same. The only difference is that the blue one has posts that come up off the top of it. Like, so this thing's got 1125 cranking amps and like 900 cold cranking amps. So I mean, it's a beast of a battery, and I hate having battery problems. And a lot of people, you know, I've had Braille batteries, carbon fiber, I've had Odyssey batteries, you know, little small ones. They do work somewhat, and you know, I mainly did them whenever I had 240s, because with the 240s you need the room for like intercooler piping and stuff like that. In this case here, you know, I wanted to go back with the factory location for the MIATA where the battery was at, and so that's the closest. You know, this is the closest I could get it. The MIATA battery actually set, you know, sideways and like down in there. Oh, I also got this too. There's some 0 gauge here that I'll be using for the power wire. Stinger also. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I really like Stinger stuff. There's a lot of other good like car audio stuff. I actually used to be really big into car audio, like through my teenage years, early 20s and stuff. It was like a passion of mine. I actually wanted to go to school for it. Ended up not ever doing that and messing with cars more than car audio or mobile electronics, you know. Oh, also, I forgot about this. You guys are probably wondering why I have more Wilwood calipers right here, as you can see. Well, here's one that's already out. So, I have more Wilwood calipers. Why is that? Well, these are brand new. These are used. They're good, but they're used, and so we're gonna put the new ones on. Yeah, I think it'll at least give it a a little bit of an offset in color from these black wheels. They really don't, I mean, they make a few different colors. I think they make like a gunmetal gray, a black, and maybe like a gold or something in these wheels. I went with what was available. These are the wheels we got from Goodwin Racing. And I saw some people asking about the tires. These are Hoosiers. They're a 275 35 ZR15. And these are like a road course tire. They have like a tread wear of 40, which is like extremely low. I don't know if I can see it on here so I could show you. I know it's on here somewhere. Oh, I found it. I'm gonna have to turn you upside down though. Well, it won't look upside down to you. Tread wear, or temperature A, traction C, yeah, tread wear 40. So if you were to take this car, say on the highway, you would probably get about 30 miles and then they would be done, maybe. For the drag strip, we're not gonna be using these. You know, I just want to test out in a lot of different ways. You know, road course, take it to the drag strip, drift it, you know, burnout, you know, just have fun. So I just moved this to the far outside one, but look what it's doing. Like, I don't have the bolts tight. It's trying to like, this one here has this, so I can't bring this rail out any further that way. This is not cool. And this just looks not right to me. Like, I thought I would use the small hole to actually keep it in spot where it's supposed to be. I feel like they sent me the wrong stuff. Something doesn't add up. I can't use just this bottom plate. This bottom plate doesn't bolt up to the seat. Only 2 bolt holes line up. Plus, even if I could bolt the seat to this bottom plate, well, I don't know, maybe I would be able to reach the holes. I'm gonna have to try it. I am still fighting with these seats, trying to figure out what to do. Like, so like, I'm gonna have to like either drill new holes or something. Like, these are MB Miata rails. They literally say MB on them. But you can see I can line up a front hole, back hole doesn't line up. There's nothing. The other hole is like right here. So that doesn't work. I didn't get sliders, so side rail stuff isn't gonna work. So it's like a waste of money. I'm kind of pissed because I told him, I was like, hey, you know, I need some seats for an MB Miata with rails or whatever. The guy's like, hey, you need the side rails too? And I was like, I guess, whatever. So I had a problem now. And so if I mount, say for instance, if I found a way to mount the seat where it is right now, like, it's too tall. Like, my legs even hit the steering wheel, and these cars don't have an adjustable steering wheel, and so no adjustable steering wheel. The only thing you can adjust is the seat. So I need that seat lower and further back. Okay, so I've come up with a solution, which is going to consist of, which I have this here now, but I'm taking the bottom rails. I have to drill a second hole into the black rail so I can put it in the position that I want it. And then under this seat here, I'm gonna have to drill holes in the floor so I can mount it all the way down. You're not gonna be able to see anything, but it's all the way down. This is gonna get it really low and set it where I need it to be. And so what I did is I want something underneath it to kind of like reinforce it. And so I just cut out like some, you know, pieces like this to go underneath the bottom of the body. That way I can have something, the bolt will go through this, and this will kind of pinch the belly, you know, under the frame of the car or whatever. It'll pinch it between this and then the seat rail, so make it strong. Right now I'm just gonna set the bolts in the seat, get it lined up, bolts like this, and some lock washers. I mean, lock nuts, and then some washers that will go on the bottom. Okay. So that's gonna have those at least started for now. And at least this way I'm happy with the way it sits. It's plenty low. Low as I'm gonna be able to get it anyway. There's just really not much room in these cars. And that, like, you know, even with that seat with the bracket that, you know, Sparco sent, it's a real pain. So now I've done this side. This is the bracket that I'm talking about right here. So, see, the other side, what I did is I cut the OEM mounts out. And, you know, there'll be passengers right in there sometimes. And so I wanted to have it as much room as possible. For this side here, I'm not like against the height, so I think I'm gonna test fit it with the stock mount locations, and I'm gonna move the seat, drill new holes in the rail. So this is from Sparco. You'll see Sparco base, Mazda Miata MX-5 MB. If you put it on the seat, line up to say the top. Let's see. Let me get it. Say I lined up the top 2 holes. Look, guess what? The bottom ones don't line up. So I have to drill new holes from probably around this area here. Measure those out, drill new holes, so I can actually mount this onto the to the seat. Doesn't make much sense to me, considering the fact that, you know, the rails are from Sparco, the seats are from Sparco, and I understand like customization, you know, to be able to put the seat in the position that you want, but I mean, you'd think they would at least make it where it would at least mount to one position, like the way it comes, but they don't do it like that. So anyways, I'm going to get to test fitting this stuff out, so. Well, let's take a seat. What I don't like right now is like, so I've got the seat on the rail to the factory mount locations, and I moved it back, and it's about touching the bar, so I can't go any further back. But what I don't like is, you know, the Miata doesn't have an adjustable steering wheel, and you know, getting in and out, no big deal. I can take this off, you know, like it's not a big deal. But the thing is that getting in is one thing. Now, this is not a large steering wheel. It's not too big. But the issue that I don't like that I'm having is that, you know, the padding, I could remove some of the padding on the bottom of the seat, but what I don't like is that not too bad. Maybe it's drivable, but I hate when my leg hits the steering wheel. I don't like that. And I'd say this seat here, just from looking at it, probably sits up about probably close to like 2 inches higher than the other seat where I cut off the bottom, the factory mounts. It might be my gas pedal location. You know, I haven't lined up with the pedals. It does come up past the brake pedal, probably maybe a ½ inch. You know, so with the location of the gas pedal being further up, it's kind of making me have to keep my knee bent. So if I move it down further, then I won't have to have this bend in my knee. And if I don't have the bend in my knee, I don't think I'll have a problem with clearance on my with the steering wheel. Because the clutch I don't have an issue with. Brake I don't have an issue with. It's the gas pedal. Well. Or I can get to cutting underneath these seats and cut off all these factory mount locations, which took me a long time earlier. I could have time-lapsed it, but honestly, it was not cool. It was a real pain in the ass. I'd say it probably took me close to an hour at least. And so that's what I have to do, and it's messy. And I got to cover up the wires, electronics, and all that. That way I don't get any, like, you know, metal particles or anything in any of the connectors. Then after I cut it off, I'm gonna have to cut off plates just like I did on this other side. You know, I got to grind it down smooth, cut out those plates, drill holes in the plates, and do the same process that I did on the other side. So that's something I got to decide on. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to go through the work and get the driver's seat mounted as low as possible. It's just going to be the best option. It's going to be the right way to do it for me to be happy with this seating position for me, or if someone else were to drive the car. I don't like it. I mean, you can see the height difference if I do this maybe. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Yeah. So that's gonna be for tomorrow though. I'm not gonna be able to finish it today. I'm tired. So, there she is. A big mess, again, at the moment. But that's okay. Coming together very soon. All right, well, I'm gonna call it a night for tonight. I'm tired. I'm gonna finish up the seats tomorrow and start on the wiring for the car. And I'm gonna try to possibly get the car crunk up this coming week. And so stay tuned for that. If you like the video, make sure you click the like button. Helps us out a lot. If you wanna see this thing crank up, make sure you click the subscribe button, ring the bell, that way you get notified. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in a couple videos back, I talked about that I was trying to get the car ready for an event. I am gonna go ahead and say what the event is, and that's Cleetus and KARRs. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Cleetus and KARRs, Cleetus McFarland, his channel, he does a thing called Cleetus and KARRs. And what they do is they have like, they basically put on a show, they have a burnout competition. It's pretty cool, it is cool. And so I'm gonna go down there for that, take the old HELLKITTY down there, have some fun with it. And I think it'll be a pretty fun experience and be a good little spot to test the car out. They do have drag racing as well. It's gonna be a Bradenton motorsports park. I don't know if I'm gonna drag race the car yet. I need to make sure the bugs and everything are all worked out of it. And honestly, plus the suspension that I have currently on the car is not drag suspension. Like the springs I have are like way too stiff for drag racing. I mean, I could still do it, but just don't know if I'm gonna be ready for that yet. Maybe I will be, I don't know, we'll see.
The next day.
Okay, next day. Got Mike back up here with me again, wherever he is. I'm gonna work on getting the other seat installed on the other side. Cut some stuff out. Once that's done, I'm gonna start on this wiring here. I have some stuff up front, maybe, that we need to do some stuff with. I don't know. How's it coming, Mike?
It's not. It's been a real pain.
I know, dude, it's a pain in the ass.
So I tried the spot weld drill bits. For some reason, good old snap-on ain't cutting it and the bits break. And I punched the holes in the center, went to do it, and I have it pretty level, and it just like, it'll run a little bit, and I'll try to get a better angle, and the next thing you know, when it starts going good, one of the teeth just snaps right off.
People might say that you're not using the tool properly.
Hey, they can come test it out, I guess. I don't know, it's just being annoying, so I'm gonna go back to old way, cutting it out.
Cool, cool.
The seat for the last time, and we have to massage the transmission tunnel here. So, car hands me the seat to sit here, and I see the sticker, and
What an appropriate seat to go into the HELLCAT.
yeah, the driver's seat. What's that say? SCOCCA?
That's crazy. So now have the other seat installed, nice and low. Fits good. So what I gotta do now is I gotta get these lines mounted up some kind of way. I have a piece. Where are they at? Here's one of them. So I have these right here, which will hold the two lines together. These are made by Russell. And then I have a bunch of clamps like, well, let's see if we can see one. Clamps like these here to hold it. So that is what that looks like installed. Kind of hard to see, a little dark right here, but I still have to mount the lines. As you can see, they're going all the way up there, but we'll get those here in a minute. The other one I have over here